House Committee on Natural Resources, Environment, Tourism, and Outdoor Recreation will come to order. The clerk, please take attendance.
Chair Pohutsky.
Here.
Representatives Hill.
Here.
Arvitt. McFall.
Here.
Pies.
Present.
Martin.
Here.
Preston.
Here.
Shriver.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Representative McFall moves to approve the minutes from a previous meeting on January 25th. Hearing no objection, the minutes are approved. First up, we are going to be voting on Senate Bills 393 and 394. They are sponsored by Senator Bayer. We heard testimony on them at our last meeting. We do have some cards to read in. Not wishing to speak supporting the bill is James Clift from Eagle, and not wishing to speak opposing the bill is Kelly Turner from the Potato Growers of Michigan. Madam Clerk, will you please, I will now take a motion to report Senate Bill 393. Motion made by Representative Pies. Madam Clerk, will you please call the vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Pohutsky.
Yes.
Representatives Hill.
Yes.
Arvitt. McFall.
Yes.
Pies.
Yes.
Martin.
No.
Preston.
No.
Shriver.
No.
Madam Chair, you have 4 yeas, 3 nays, 0 pass. It does not report the recommendation.
Thank you very much. The bill is reported. I will now take a motion. The bill is not reported. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next up, we are going to take testimony on House Bill 4682, which is sponsored by Representative Slagh. If you would like to come on up. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and committee members for allowing me to have a little time here this morning. What I'm bringing before you this morning, I think, is a really common sense bill. Love to have you get just a little background as I step into that. In the fall of 2022, a constituent contacted my office related to having an issue with unauthorized people hunting on his property. And although he had a significant number of no trespassing signs posted along the boundaries of his property, when he called law enforcement and asked them to come out and do something about it, they said they were not able to prosecute because they claimed he didn't have enough signage. The current law, a property owner is required to either fence in their property all the way around, or they are, and obviously that's an expensive thing, or they can choose to post no trespassing signs. And that posting of no trespassing signs must be spaced to enable a person to observe not less than one sign at any one point of entry upon the property. So we did a little research. What does it mean to have an entry point, right? You'd think a four-wheel, two-track or something. But when we did the investigation, the DNR interprets a point of entry as any opening in a tree line, so that you could it literally means that you could be required to place a sign on every tree. If the trees are wide enough for you to walk through, they assume that that's an entry point. So every tree then, alongside of that, would have to have a sign to be able to keep people out. So my bill would change that to require signs to be posted at intervals of not more than 250 feet along the boundary. This gives a very clear, attainable, reasonable standard for our property owners and law enforcement so that our recreational trespass laws can continue to be enforced as intended. I've reviewed this proposal with the United Conservation Clubs, with the Michigan Farm Bureau, and Michigan Realtors, and have not had any pushback at all from any of those folks, as well as we've had no negative responses that I know of from any organization at this point in time. And so with that, I'd ask your support, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions, Representative Slagh? Minority Vice Chair Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Representative Slagh, welcome.
Thank you.
So this would require it on all boundaries, not just from a roadway. This would be abutting another private property?
Yeah, if you were looking to maintain that, fencing it would be one thing. You could fence it all the way around, or you could put signs up all the way around.
My property 100 years ago, well, almost literally, 1936, my grandparents bought it, had a wire that ran the 40 acres as a boundary. Would a wire indicate that there was a physical boundary there identifying it was private or property change?
I think the way that the the statute today reads, it talks about a fence. I don't know whether they would qualify that as an actual fence or not, but potentially, yes.
Thank you.
Representative Pies has a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There was the font or the text can be no less than 1 inch. So it seems to me if it's 1.5 inches, that would still be difficult to see at 250. I'm just wondering how they came up with that size.
That, I don't know how that, I'm not sure if that was something that was in the law currently. It's not something that I think we added specifically
Okay.
at this time.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Representative Slagh? All right, seeing none, thank you very much. I
Great, thank
appreciate
you.
it. We do have some cards to read in. Not wishing to speak and supporting the bill is Brad Ward of the Michigan Realtors. Oh, gotcha, that's Representative Slagh, so we're good there. And not wishing to speak neutral on the bill is Taylor Ritterbusch from DNR. At this point in time, I am going to take up a motion by Representative McFall to reconsider the vote for Senate Bill 393. Madam Clerk, will you please take the vote?
On the motion to reconsider, Chair Putsky.
Yes.
Representatives Hill.
Yes.
Arvid. McFall.
Yes.
Pies.
Yes.
Martin.
No.
Preston.
No.
Shriver.
No.
Madam Chair, you have 4 yeas, 3 nays, 0 pass. The motion does not prevail.
Thank you very much. The committee will go at ease. Committee will come to order. We've already read in cards, so Representative Pies moves to excuse absent members. There being no objection, the motion carries. There being no further business before the committee stands adjourned.